Welcome to the Pick Vault. Taking sports gambling to the next level. No more winging it. It's time to get paid. We're a sports gambling consultation firm. We use sports, news, sports data, stats, and analytics. And we help you unlock your money. Get ready to start winning. This is the Pick Vault.
It's the Pick Vault. Gonna sit you down and listen to this real talk. Ain't no first or second option, this the default. Turning picks into these dollars, gonna let them fall. Raining down these daily winnings like an aerosol. Analytics calculated just to win it all. Problems when it comes to choosing, we got all them solved. Got the picks that needin' fixed and you know who to call. Cause this the Pick Vault.
And he is right, that is J Live official. Welcome to the Pick Vault. And today we're back here for Monday Night Football. We have a special edition of the podcast. We got two Buffalo Bills fans joining the show today. Obviously, everyone knows Sally picks 585 bets. And joining us as well is E-Money. E-Money was on the show last week and back by popular demand. A big day ahead of us. Sally, listen. We're coming into this game, ending up, on Monday Night Football. A great way to close out Week 6 in the NFL. And just tell everyone out there before we start the podcast and dive into this game, you are the hottest capper in the industry. How was the weekend for you? And, really the whole weekend across the board. I know you had a big day in NFL action yesterday. Tell the people how you did yesterday.
You see all these fucking bills? You see all these $100 fucking bills? It's because I slapped the fucking book. I am the best camper in the world, okay? I eat, sleep, and shit this. This is my passion. This is what I do. Join the fucking train. Let's grease the wheels, and let's fucking go. Choo-choo, hit the button, Matt.
All right, so a great way to start the show, as Sally mentioned, a big week across the board for pretty much the public. I mean, public killed the books this week, and I know Sally slapped the books more than anyone else out there, but really the public had a big week. Heading into this matchup, we got to talk about this Bills versus Titan matchup. We're going to get there, but really, what are some of the storylines from this weekend that kind of stood out to you? I know there's teams across the board. I mean, some of the teams are standing out that we haven't really talked about much on the Pick Vault so far. The Cowboys are a team that got to get a lot of attention. I mean, obviously, America's team. Dak Prescott's playing at a different level. He's got a bunch of receivers putting up crazy numbers. I think CeeDee Lamb yesterday had over 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, a big day for him. Obviously, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, killing it again, killing it this season. The Buccaneers got to be in the conversation. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals without their coach. COVID-19 protocols. Another win for them, kind of surprising everyone. Big win over the Browns. They improved to 5-0. And then we're talking about the Rams and then the Bills. And the Bills are, the story for tonight's game. We're going to dive into it exclusively here. But really, what's the storyline, that's standing out to you so far from the NFL as it pertains to some of these best teams of the league this year?
A couple things. Definitely Arizona Cardinals. I was one that thought Cleveland was actually going to give them their first loss yesterday. And once again, Kyler Murray came out there and just put up numbers. And they're playing like a team. I mean, they didn't have their coach, like you said, and they still balled out. They played great. And they're for real. The Baltimore Ravens, number 2. That's another team. They've just been squeaking by. But yesterday, they played a tough Los Angeles Chargers team, and they dominated from start to finish. So, and Lamar Jackson seems to be getting better every week. Not his running's always been there, but the way he's throwing the ball now, every week it just looks like it's getting better. So, yeah, those two teams right there are very impressive to me.
E, how about you? I mean, what do you like so far from this season? And really, what's the storyline that's laying out to you?
It's interesting. I feel like the Cowboys are kind of that team that, they draft really well. They've always hit on their picks, especially the past decade. And for whatever reason, whether it's injuries or just a little bit of bad luck here and there, maybe a little poor game time management here and there, but they're kind of that team that's always, should be right in the mix. And then for whatever reason, they kind of, have a little misfortune, but, they seem to be putting it together right now. And, I hate to admit it because they're not my favorite team, but the Cowboys, this year feels different with them.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. I mean, everything's kind of clicking. You mentioned it. Even yesterday, they get the win, but it was not pretty whatsoever. And that's the one thing I want to touch on about this Cowboys team. I don't like the Cowboys either. I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. Another loss for us this week. 3 straight losses. Unbelievable. But you know what? This Cowboys team, I got to say it. you know you're good, and the Ravens have it a little bit too. You know you're good when you don't play your best game. When you turn the ball over multiple times and all of a sudden you still find a way to win, especially on the road. That's what the Cowboys were able to do yesterday. They turned the ball over twice on the road in New England. Not an easy place to play ever. And they actually get through and get the win done. And obviously we've talked about it with the Ravens as well. Finding new ways to win games. You got to give Lamar Jackson credit. Those two storylines for me really are the biggest this season. The Cowboys, if they can, like you said, everything's kind of coming together. McCarthy needs to get better, like you said, in game time management. He's got to make better decisions down the stretch in ball games, or else he'll lose a big playoff game. We've seen him do it in Green Bay. Let's hope that doesn't happen here for the Cowboys if you're a Cowboys fan out there. And then, obviously, as you mentioned, Harbaugh's got this team in Baltimore playing at a different level. So, Sal, as we shift the focus a little bit here, what are you looking at the MVP conversation? I know we've had this conversation every week. Everyone out there always asks, what are we looking at for MVP? We're now through 5 weeks, almost through 6 weeks fully after tonight's game. Who stands out to you, and really, what are you looking for at this point through 6 weeks?
Well, we talked about this before we hopped on. There's an argument for about 4 to 5 quarterbacks, okay? Obviously Tom Brady, he's playing lights out right now, okay? You got Josh Allen, okay? He's playing great football right now. You got Matthew Stafford, and then you got Lamar Jackson, okay? And then you can't forget about Murray in Arizona. He's playing great too. So it comes down to about, 3 to 4 that really have a good chance. Let's see what happens the second half of the season. But right now, I think the top gun, I hate to say it, Tom Brady, man,
Yeah, how about you, E? What are you looking at for MVP so far through the first 6 weeks? Obviously, a long way to go. Not even halfway. There's 17 weeks now in the NFL season, and obviously the playoffs. I know it doesn't play a factor in the MVP conversation, but a long season nonetheless. 6 weeks. Who's your MVP pick as of today?
I'm gonna spin this one a little bit because I think today you do have to agree. It probably is Tom Brady, but not to be biased here as a Buffalo Bills fan, but if you look at the putrid remaining schedule of the Buffalo Bills, when you see teams like Jacksonville, the Jets a couple times, the Dolphins, after this Tennessee game, the really hurdle they have is maybe if a Saints, Jameis Winston has a hot night in Tampa, there's a very real chance the Bills go about 15-2, and Josh Allen puts up some crazy numbers the last 10 games or so of the year. So I'm actually going to, and I do believe Josh Allen was second last year to Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to pick Tom Brady today, but I'm going to pick Josh Allen to win it at the end of the year due to his statistical.
Of course. Of course. I will, again, I'm not just saying this because the Bills are playing. You guys are both Bills fans. I said it before the season started. No, Sal, you can go back and check week 1 podcast. Sal and I hopped on and we were discussing the MVP before the season started. And I said Josh Allen will win the MVP this season. I do agree with you. I think the remaining schedule gets easier and easier, which is good and bad in my opinion, because you don't want to head into the playoffs. I know you can get hot towards the end of the season, but sometimes you need to get those competitive wins. They're getting them out of the way early here, and tonight is the same story. You got a competitive game tonight, in my opinion, on the road in primetime football. Now let's dive into Monday Night Football. The reason everyone's here, and before we do, I have to remind everyone out there that the Pick Vault is for entertainment purposes only.
The following media content is for entertainment purposes only and should not be used for the purpose of in-person or online, legal, or illegal sports wagering or gambling of any kind. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. By continuing to watch this media content, you're accepting the Pick Vault LLC's terms of use, terms of conditions, and privacy policy located at www.thepickvault.com.
All right, now that that's out of the way, it's time to jump into this game. And as I mentioned, we got an AFC matchup, one that you guys know well. Obviously, last season did not go the way the Bills fans were hoping. But tonight, the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, Sean McDermott, getting in and traveling to Tennessee, to Nashville, to take on no one else but the Tennessee Titans. So, Sal, I'm going to let you take the floor here first and kind of break down what you're thinking. I know you got a lot of energy today. It's a big day for you. You got the jersey on, everything. The 4-1 Bills, obviously, as I mentioned, led by the MVP candidate right now, Josh Allen, heading into go up against the 3-2 Tennessee Titans. What do you got here? What are you feeling as we head into this game?
First of all, are you ready for some football? Monday Night Football. You know the train is ready. The train is already there in Nashville. He's at the stadium, ready to fucking roar. Let's go. Look, I'm excited. I've been waiting for this game all week long. Last year, I feel like, yeah, we lost to Tennessee. They beat us convincingly. But look, if you look back at that game last week, first of all, it was on a Tuesday night, okay? They changed the time. They changed the day. I think Tennessee had 19 players out with the COVID. The whole thing was just, it was weird. The whole feeling of the game was different. Yes, the Bills lost, but you don't think the Bills remember that game last year? You don't think the Bills, they're talking in the locker room? Like, look, they proved a point last week to Kansas City because Kansas City beat Buffalo twice last year. You don't think Buffalo wants a revenge game tonight? Buffalo's going to dominate from start to finish. They are going to win this game, and they're going to win it big. Go Bills Mafia, 716-585. Let's go, Bills Mafia. I'm pumped up. I can't fucking wait. Let's go.
So after hearing Sally, I don't think anyone out there had questioned who he's taking tonight. I don't think anyone out there has any question marks left. But I have to say this, Sal, and I'm going to go to E on this one. E, here's the thing. We've seen so far this season, we've seen it a few times where a team goes back-to-back in primetime football and struggles on the second end of it. I mean, we've seen it with the Buccaneers. They did it, and we saw it with the Ravens. The Ravens get the big win over the Chiefs on that play that Lamar Jackson known for now. Harbaugh looks at him, do you want to go for it? You want to go for it? He gets it done. A big emotional win for the Ravens. Then the next week, they almost lose to the Colts. They don't cover the spread. The Colts cover the spread. And tonight, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at it from an analytical point. I'm looking at it from a different viewpoint. You guys obviously have, the heart in this one as well. My question to you is there any, doubt in your mind that we see a big blowout for the Bills? You think this is, I know, like you said, like Sal said, there's a lot of, animosity towards these two teams because of what happened last season. What do you got tonight? Where are you with this game?
Let me give you a little story to help you kind of understand why I'm thinking a certain way I am about tonight. Everybody, they feel like the Bills Mafia is kind of a new thing. Sally Picks and I have been friends for 30 years. We used to go to Buffalo Bills games in the early 90s. I want to tell you a crazy story. We were at a Denver Broncos game. John Elway was playing. I think we were up 27-0 at halftime, something like that. And the Broncos couldn't move the ball. The Buffalo Bills were just kind of moving the ball at ease. Anytime the Broncos would make, this tiny little 4-yard rush, Sal and I were sitting next to a Denver Broncos fan and his wife. You remember this one? Sal, you're going to die. You're going to love this one. Right? So the guy gets up, he's like, yay, 4-yard run. Here we are, kicking this team's ass. So every time this guy would get up, I kid you not, he would get, it was, I think, December 12th, 1991, something like that, tons of snow on the ground. Yep. You would see 2 or 3 snowballs, hard snowballs, come in this guy's direction. Yes. And he was getting welted in the face, and his face was swollen from his pride constantly getting up anytime the Denver Broncos got like 2 yards, okay? So now we're up like 34-3 in the fourth quarter, and his wife is literally telling him, baby, please stop getting up, stop getting up. Okay. Me and Sal are like 11-year-old kids, all right, just watching this interaction. The guy finally gets up. You think the Bills Mafia started a few years ago? Bills Mafia has been going on for 30 years. I kid you not. The guy stands up. Broncos get like 4 yards, and he yells at all the Bills fans, and he goes, can't you guys all just grow up? No exaggeration. 6,000 snowballs proceed to come to this guy's face.
It's crazy.
Here's why I'm telling you that story. Everybody knows Packers, Steelers, they travel really well. Dude, the Bills, the way they have been traveling, these fans, I went to the Miami Dolphins game down here in South Florida a few weeks back. Not only were there more Bills fans than Dolphins fans, the energy wasn't even close. The Dolphins fans were intimidated to even try to cheer against the Bills. If you see the amount of pictures, if you go onto some of these Bills Mafia social media groups, I think these teams don't even have a home game against the Bills anymore because this is so excited that every game's a home game for the Bills. I'm calling this. We're putting a 40 spot on this team. I'm telling you right now, Derrick Henry, you mark my words, and Derrick Henry actually hasn't played very well against us the last 2 times we played. I don't know how many. I don't know how many points Tennessee scores. They'll be lucky if they score 20. I'm calling a blowout. I'm sorry.
Let's go.
Well, listen,
Let's
I like.
Hey,
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 let's go,
hey.
Buffalo.
Let's go, Buffalo.
The Bills make me want to shout. Let's go. Let's go.
You guys are nuts. I love it. And you know what? When you're talking, Sal, you got another story you want to talk about? I know you had a lot of stories you wanted to dive into today. And everyone out Pickball Nation, Sal and E go way back, as he mentioned, big Bills fans, and they love it tonight. Again, they both love the Bills, as you can see. Sal, what do you got?
Love the Bills. So it was 91, okay? Me and E went to the Bills New York Jets game. It was for the division, okay? It was for the division, if I'm correct. I know it was, they won the division. And after the game, we're like 11 years old, 11, 12 years old. And all the Bills Mafia, because the Bills Mafia has been running wild for over 20 years, okay? Let's get that straight. Ran onto the field. All the fans run onto the field. They're on the goalpost. And me and E are looking at each other. Yo, do we fucking run on the field? What do we do? What do we do? And we're just watching them. We're watching these fans go complete, like insane, dude. You're talking 80,000 fans rushing on the field. It was dude, it was crazy. The craziest game I ever been to. Me and he went on the field. We didn't go on the goalpost, but we did make it onto the field. Me and him got on the field, and we were just like making sure we were with each other because there's so many people. We didn't want to lose each other. It was crazy, insane. I'll never forget it. Me and this kid had so many memories at these Bills games at a young age, man. And that's when the Bills had the Jim Kelly, the Andre Reed, the Thurman Thomas, the Bruce Smith, the Darryl Talley, Cornelius Bennett, Don Beebe, James Lofton. I can go on and on and on. Let's go, Buffalo!
Well, you see, you guys remember it, and it's great you guys have these memories. You guys remember it, and there was a moment there. You guys, had great teams back in the day, and then there was something called Tom Brady came into town, and he's now out of the picture, and that's why I really see the Bills stepping up and taking over that division and taking over the AFC. As we mentioned, a lot of people talked about the Chiefs being that team that's going to kind of take away the dynasty of Tom Brady, the dynasty of Bill Belichick, the dynasty that was the New England Patriots, and in my opinion, that conversation is starting to shift to the Buffalo Bills because they have a young quarterback with a lot of talent. They have a great defense. They have a few studs that can play, on both sides of the ball. I mean, you're talking about wide receiver Stephon Diggs down the field. I mean, we're talking about a team that has every one of the pieces. And as E mentioned, the one thing that is an intangible is that fan base for Buffalo is stronger than really any fan base, in my opinion, in maybe the NFL. I was in Heinz Field last night. They're crazy out there in Pittsburgh, but I'm telling you, I've never been to Buffalo. You guys make me want to go to Buffalo and see a Bills game and check it out. So, Sal, you got one more thing before we move on?
They were at a bar last night. It was on the news, on our news, Rochester News. They were in a Nashville bar yesterday, and guess what they were doing? It was surrounded with Bills Mafia, and they were singing the Bills song. The Bills make me want to shout. Throw your hands up and shout, hey, 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 hey. This crowd, the whole bar was all Bills fans. It was insane. Bills Mafia, it's going to be tough tonight. Yeah. Buffalo's got to destroy him. I can't wait. I'm with E on this. I think they blow him out. I think they make another statement. You turn ESPN on tomorrow, and they're going to say, yo, the Bills are fucking for real. Let's go.
I agree, and here's the thing, though. I mean, I have to pull this out again. I have to give the information to the people. Looking at the numbers from Las Vegas, that's where we're going to head next. Looking at where the money is in Las Vegas today. Obviously, I mentioned it before. The public had a big Week 6 so far. Public's been killing Week 6 so far. And tonight, the public is once again on the Buffalo Bills. 77% of bets and 80% of the money is on the Bills minus 6 points. Does that concern you, both of you guys? Does that concern you at all? The public had a huge week, and the public is now riding the Bills. You think the public continues the streak? I mean, that's,
give it to E. Give it to E.
Listen, you have to realize that this is last year. The Buffalo Bills this is how dominant this team is. You have to understand this. They were 13-3 last year. One of those losses was that amazing Hail Mary. If you remember, Kyler Murray to DeAndre Hopkins, two of the freakiest athletes in the NFL. Yep. Give us a pass on that one, okay? The Kansas City Chiefs beat us. I think it was a competitive game, but the Kansas City Chiefs, I know they were up 24-9 at one point. I think the game ended up being like 24-17. But
it was raining. It was raining, shitty weather that night.
But either way, it was. I'll give it a fair loss. But like Sal said earlier, dude, that other game was that weird week where they had Tennessee was kind of in trouble by the NFL because a lot of players and coaches had kind of violated some of the COVID protocols. So there was just a lot of ambiguity and anxiety around the game. They pushed it from Sunday to Monday. At one point, they actually said, hey, we're going to flip-flop weeks. Buffalo, you're going to go to Kansas City, and then you're going to come back to Tennessee to play the next week. They ended up playing the game on like a Tuesday night. You could tell the Bills weren't in it. I can't remember the score, but it was
41-17, I think, some shit like that.
Beat down. I'm telling you, I will put my kahunas on this game. Kahunas, okay? Like us Italians say in Western New York. The Bills, I'm telling you right now, man, we're going to throttle. I promise you.
Let's go.
So again, going off what he said, the public is all over the Bills, and that shouldn't get you guys nervous because, as he said, there's a lot of underlying storylines that play into the fact that the Bills need to get a win tonight, improve the 5-1, continue the conversation, and as Sal said, they get it done tonight. When you wake up tomorrow, you're gonna be checking it out, and I'm telling you right now, the conversation is gonna be about the Cardinals continuing their streak of being undefeated, and then the storyline right next to it, 1A, is going to be about this team and Josh Allen, everything he's been able to do so far this season, and everything the Bills are able to do at this point throughout the course of the first 6 weeks. So now let's shift the conversation, Sal. I'm going to go to you here first. Sal, what are some player props? I know you and I have been killing it. We have to remind everyone out there. We're going for 10 in a row. We do have to remind everyone out there. Sal and I, every time we do a prime time podcast, every single time, and now E's hopping on board. It looks like E's going to be joining us moving forward for a lot of these prime time games because I think you add a lot of insight, which I love. Yeah. But you and I, Sal, have been undefeated so far this season in prime time.
9-0.
We're going for 10 in a row. So everyone out there, I'm going to go to you first. We're doing player props. A reminder to everyone out there, we were 5 for 5. We were 5 for 5 on Thursday Night Football in player props. You can't beat that anywhere. So, Sal, what's one player prop you love tonight? And then I'll give E a chance to throw one out there, and then I'll give you guys the Pick Vault player props for today's game.
Okay. I am going to go Josh Allen over 32 yards rushing. I love it. I think that's 2 breakaway runs for him. I think he's going to probably get 40, maybe 45. I think he goes over the 32 yards rushing. Josh Allen. Lock that shit in. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen, again, the storyline tomorrow, if the Bills are going to get it done, the storyline tomorrow is going to be about Josh Allen. It has to be. It has to be about what he's able to do as a dual-threat quarterback. Running is a part of his game. Being elusive is a part of his game. He still has that, elusiveness that people kind of forget about because he's not the Kyler Murray. He's not Lamar Jackson, right? Those guys are run first and trying to be now pass first quarterbacks. And I do think that's a great play. It's actually one of the pick vault plays as well. But I'm going to go down to E. What's one player prop you like tonight heading into this matchup? It doesn't matter if it's the Bills or the Titans. What do you like for this game?
I'm gonna give you a good one, okay? Because listen, the Bills have played Tennessee the past 2 years. They lost in that freaky game last year, and in that freaky game, Derrick Henry still only had, I don't remember the numbers, but it was between 65 and 85 yards. So it wasn't godlike, it was human-like. And even in the year before when we beat them, he still didn't have he hasn't had a dominating game. But the guy's gonna have a dominating play. I like Derrick Henry longest rush from scrimmage over 17.5 yards. I think the Bills contain him pretty good, but there's gonna be a time where he runs someone over and gets at least 18 yards. So I like Derrick Henry over 17.5 yards on a longest rush.
I love that. I love that. I think that's a great play. Again, I was at the game last night, the Steelers game, and obviously it was a great atmosphere. If you guys can't tell, making it through this podcast, my voice is gone. I was yelling, screaming about Mike Tomlin, and it was a great game to be at. But the one thing I have to talk about is the same kind of storyline that you mentioned. In my opinion, last night, the Steelers, did a good job stopping the run, which forced Geno Smith down the stretch to have to make big plays, and he wasn't able to do it. And ultimately, that's the reason you see the Steelers get the win. Barely, but they get the win. It's got to be the same strategy here if you're the Bills. You got to prevent the run. You got to stop the run, and that's what they've been trying to do with Derrick Henry. Stop the run up front and force Tannehill to beat you. Tannehill, let's not say he's a Geno Smith. I'm not going to go there. But Tannehill, if you force him to beat you down the field, I think the Bills completely take over the game. If you stop Henry up front and you force him to pass the ball, I mean, even the Bills secondary, they got some great guys in the secondary. I could see, Tannehill turning the ball over once or twice in this ball game as well. So now I'm going to give you guys the pick ball player props, okay? We got Derrick Henry over 97.5 rushing yards. Hopefully, again, he breaks free for at least 17.5, so E and I could both hit those. And then coming down, we got Josh Allen over 292.5 passing yards. Next up, Stephon Diggs under 7.5 receptions for the game, so under 7.5 receptions. And then finally, as Sally said, Josh Allen over 32 rushing yards. I think across the board, that's another sweep. It just sounds like a sweep. I love the play that he threw out there, 17.5. I think that was a great play.
I love that play.
And now it's time. I'm going to go across, give everyone a moment here to throw out their score projection for today's game and lock your pick in. I'm going to go to E first. E, obviously you're on the Bills. You set a 40 spot, so I'm hoping you're sticking with that, right? It's got to start with the 4. We got to start with Bills 40 what? And Tennessee. What do we got for a final score?
What's amazing about the Bills, I don't know the exact stats, but Josh Allen, he hasn't been as efficient. Last year he had just kind of an anomaly year, really, for any quarterback. But his deep ball this year, the big plays, and he's almost a play action himself because the guy is a freak athlete, and I think he surprises defenders when they play him for the first time when he's running around. I don't think they expect him to have that much agility. The guy's a freak athlete. So the Bills score big plays and they score in a hurry. When they go 3 and out, it doesn't even bother them. They just keep coming at you. The Bills are putting a 40 spot up tonight. I'm going to guarantee you.
40 piece.
I'm telling you. Okay, 40 piece chicken nugget, sweet and sour sauce. Okay, I'm going 42. And you know what? I'll give Tennessee 17 points.
Let's go! Let's go!
42-17. Spank down, beat down. Let's go.
Let's fucking go. I love it.
So E's locking it in. He's saying a 40. What was that? 40 piece? He said chicken nuggets with the sweet and sour sauce.
40 piece sweet and sour sauce.
Love it. Love it. All right, Sal, your turn for for Pickball Nation, for Sally Picks 585 Bets. One more time before he gives it out. Make sure you guys follow Sally. Again, he's the hottest capper in the industry. All you got to do is go to his Instagram page at Sally Picks 585 Bets. He's been absolutely killing it. And one thing that I will say about Sally that no other capper is doing is he throws that shit out there on Instagram. He doesn't hide behind, I gave this pick out. I did this. I did that. We don't deal with that shit, okay? Here at the Pick Vault, and obviously Sally Picks 585 Bets, we throw it out there to the world, as Sally says. So, Sally, give it to the world. What are you taking tonight in prime time Monday Night Football? And don't mess this up because we're 10-0. We're going for 10-0. Don't mess it up.
This is a big night, man. This is a big night for me and the Pick Vault, man. We're going for 10-0. And now we got E-Money, man. E-Money, you brought a lot today, man. You brought a lot of analytics. You brought a lot of knowledge, man. Great fucking job. I just want to say that, man. And it's
wait till basketball starts.
One day. We got tomorrow.
Let's go.
I think the Buffalo Bills in a beatdown. I'm going to say Buffalo 34-20. I'll give Tennessee 34-20. They win by a couple touchdowns. They're going to fucking smash the fucking Titans. Not only are they going to beat the Titans, they're going to beat them convincingly. We're going to start the train. We're going to grease the wheels. We're going to hop on the fucking train. And we're going to go. Let's go, Buffalo.
All right, if that didn't get you fired up, I mean, we got a 40-piece chicken nuggets down here. We got Sally screaming, ready to go, ready to roll. I mean, you could pretty much go hype up the Bills locker room. It seems like, Sally, you just got me ready to throw everything I own on the Bills tonight. But you know what's funny, Sal? When E joins the show and he gives his pick, you come in, you say the same thing, And the pick vault is right there with you guys. The pick vault score projection. We got the Bills winning this one, 27.8 to the Titans, 21.3. So I got a little bit narrower than you guys. Maybe that's the heart playing into it. The Buffalo heart saying, we're going to blow them out of the water. I hope you're right, because I am going to go Buffalo -6 is the pick vault play. Buffalo -6 is the pick vault play, and we're also taking the under at 53.5 points. So one more time, 27.8 for the Buffalo Bills heading into Tennessee, and only going to get 21.3. One more time, 27.8 to 21.3. The Bills get it done. The pick is the Bills -6 and the under 53. And I'm going to give you guys a lock of the night. I don't do this often. I'm going to give you guys a lock of the night. It is a two-play teaser, 7-point teaser across the board. You're going to get the Bills +1, and you're going to get the under 60.5. I think that's a great play across the board. I do think you see a lot of points being scored by Buffalo. I just don't think Tennessee's going to be able to respond. Don't if you're a Bills fan too in this game, don't get worried. Don't get worried, because you might see a score early on in the game. We might have a 3-and-out early on, but it's coming. It's coming. We're here. Like he said, we don't get worried when we go 3-and-out. We come back, and we come back harder and harder and harder, and we're ready to roll. So, everyone, again, thank you for joining the Pick Vault. Again, E-Money's here. I think he's here to stay, it sounds like. And Sally Picks 585 Bets. One more time, make sure you guys go follow him right now. And if you guys have not downloaded the Pick Vault mobile app, today's the day to do it, okay? I'm here. I have no voice, and I'm here because I'm locked into the Pick Vault. We bring artificial intelligence-backed computer simulations to your phone for less than $1 a day. You can't get that shit anywhere. And as E-Money said, the NBA season starts tomorrow. You got Thursday Night Football on Thursday. You got the freaking MLB playoffs tonight. The MLB playoffs tomorrow. As Sally's been saying on his Instagram, 'tis the season to be a sports bettor. We're happy you're here. And again, Pick Vault Nation, thank you for joining. This has been the Pick Vault. Sally, E, it's been a great episode. And we are OUT out.
You've been listening to the Pick Vault, America's premier sports gambling consultation firm, are ready to make you a winner and unlock your money. Make sure to hit the website at www.thepickvault.com. Find the app and subscribe to receive exclusive member content, including our picks, live updates, and sports news. Follow on Twitter and Instagram at The Pick Vault, taking sports gambling to the next level. Till next time, this is The Pick Vault, signing off.
This the Pick Vault. Gonna sit you down and listen to this real talk. Ain't no first or second option, this the default. Turning picks into these dollars, gonna let them fall. Raining down these daily winnings like an aerosol. Analytics calculated just to win it all. Problems when it comes to choosing, we got all them solved. Got the picks that needin' fixed, and you know who to call. Cause this the Pick Vault.